All right. What's going on, party people? This is your man Griff. Hey, I got a really interesting video here I'm doing today. As you see the title called Notarial Manipulation and Gaslighting. Now, some people may understand, well, most people understand what manipulation is. Somebody trying to take control of you, taking advantage of you. But he may not understand gaslighting, and we're going to cover that. Okay. So the video is going to really just be focusing on that and just giving you a really brief overview. What you need to do is look at the description in below and get the links and go to all of those different resources that talk about these two different items so you can understand. And I'm going to give you my perspective of where I see this is, how do I see that this is inside of the notarial area. And what I would say clearly up front is that one, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a doctor, psychologist, therapist, or any of that. This is for educational purposes only. This is just my personal perspective of what I think is happening to notaries or to people who are notaries in this industry, which is causing them to delay or even fully abandon doing this business, or they are trying to do the business and having struggles, psychological, emotional struggles doing the business because of manipulation and gaslighting. Okay. So it's a real thing and it really is happening. And I'm not also, and there's a disclaimer, I'm not saying that notaries are manipulative or gaslighting. However, people who are manipulative or are gaslighting or even narcissistic can become a notary and bring in those same traits. They can bring that same behavior in. Just like I always say, if you're a W 2 who doesn't know how to be a good employee, doesn't know how to be on time, is deceptive, all of that, you'll bring that into your notarial business. And you'll bring it into any business. So I'm going to cover, and again, the video is going to be in the link below. Because some of them I can't play here. One of them I can, but you can look at it for yourself and everything. So we'll start off with manipulation, the manipulative person. And I'm sharing this because I want you to take what I'm saying and then reflect on it within the confines of your social gatherings that you do, the face to face and on social media, Facebook, Clubhouse, Instagram, YouTube, all of these different places that you are socializing, and think about, is manipulation happening and what's the point of it? Because the point of it is, and as I wrote down here, is to control, change, and warp a person's behavior. Okay. And I'm getting this straight from the video. And again, I'm not a doctor, psychologist, for educational purposes only. So the 8 different, and I'm gonna show y'all on my screen here. Because there are 8 different signs of a manipulative person, and we need to be aware of those things. So let's see. All right, so zoom in here. So the 8 signs of a manipulative person. One of the things is that they here, and I hope y'all can see this clearly, is they instill self-doubt in others. They're experts. Number 2, they're experts at guilt tripping. They take advantage of a person's kindness. They spread false information on purpose. They never take the blame. They're good at hiding their manipulative traits, and they frame ignorance, meaning they know how to avoid ignorance. They know how to pretend, they know how to act. They act ignorant. They like, oh, I didn't know, I didn't realize that's what I was doing that, or I don't know what you're talking about. So they're real good at hiding, the fact that they did something. They like to play ignorant, like to play dumb, as we used to say when I was growing up, not calling people dumb, YouTube. And then they make what they do seem very, very normal, very normal. Okay. So when you look at these different signs of a manipulative person, and this is just a small sample of what, of what people do, it's more so you could say the most common ones. And again, the video is in the link below, is in the description below. And I'm telling you, when you look at this and then compare it to a lot of the stuff that you've heard in the various Facebook groups, the various mainly the Facebook groups. But when you just looking up something here for y'all, but when you look at the wording that has been said, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to take in account. Okay, are they they being manipulative and what for? So, in my opinion, a lot of the manipulation and it's things that they're saying and doing, passing out false information, that's the biggest one. In my opinion, that's the biggest one about what this notary business is all about, how you should conduct the notary business, and what you should be getting paid in the notary business. That is the biggest one. That is, they put out some really, really false information, and nobody likes to challenge them on that. If somebody says you should be getting paid this, oh, okay, I'll do what you say. If they say, well, this is the way you're supposed to do this business, okay. And they're in a different state, they're in a different market, and what they're saying may not apply to you, and you don't even challenge it. And they look, and that's where they take advantage of your kindness. You want to be kind and nice, you want to be socially accepted, so you just accept what they're saying. They're telling you something and you're like, okay, well, this is what they say, I'm gonna go with it. They've been around longer than me, you know. That's where the problem comes in at. And I'm just trying, and I just meant, because I meant to do this early, to make sure I had the definition of feign up. So here's the definition of feign: to give a false appearance, feigning sleeping, like pretending to be asleep, to represent falsely, pretend to imitate, so as to deceive, to fabricate. Okay, so that's what that means. That's what that means. So they feign, they pretend to be ignorant. Oh, I didn't realize what was going on. They put out false information a lot. And that's what I see a lot for our industry. Well, why? Because it's to lead you down a path that benefits them. The manipulative and gaslighting person is doing this to lead you down a path. And what is that path? To help them generate more revenue through clicking on a link, buying this, coming to that, giving attention to them, so forth and so on. And that's where the narcissistic part comes in. And again, videos down in the description that goes into all of that. And there's no particular order you need to look at them. You can just look at them and you'll be like, oh, okay, you can piece it together for yourself. Because when you look at the different oh, sorry about that, y'all. Meant to put that on. I thought I had that on mute. My apologies. Just told them to text me. Yep, I forgot to put that on vibrate. My apologies. So you you got to look at what they're trying to do. They're trying to manipulate you to get you to go down a path. What is that path? It could be a variety of things. But whatever the path is designed to benefit them. It's not necessarily to benefit you. You may get a sprinkling of a benefit, but the overall benefit doesn't really come, because they'll say, they'll put out false information saying, well, I'm always making this amount of money. And then you're feeling bad that you're not. And you're like, well, why? How are you able to make that kind of money? Oh, well, if you would have took this course, or if you would have came to this training, or I can mentor you, or if you would have been at our gathering, you see what I'm saying? Or pay for my Facebook group. It's to lead you to something that's going to benefit them. Now, I'm not saying that a person shouldn't sell or market themselves if they have viable, valid information, viable, valid, you know, training, or the ability to really help you get to the next level. That's good. But if it's really designed just to control you so that you just stay underneath their umbrella and you never ever able to get out on your own, or if you do try to get out on your own, you immediately fail because you're not tethered to them, that's a problem. That is a huge problem, people. And that's what I see a lot in this business. So I want to talk about the gaslighting. Okay. The gaslighting is a big thing and it can be intentional or unintentional. And with gaslighting in the videos down, it's going to talk about breakdown of this. And again, I'm not your psychologist. This is for educational purposes only. I'm nowhere near a doctor, lawyer, attorney, or whatever. I'm not none of that. This is just me sharing my opinion about what I've seen and what I clearly see, in my opinion, is going on in this industry, especially over the last 15, 16 months that I've really been paying a lot of attention to it. Okay. So I haven't been just doing videos up here. I've actually been paying attention to what's going on and having hundreds of conversations with various individuals that's in the business, trying to understand why they can't be successful in the business, why people are telling them to do things this way versus that way, all of that. Very astute individuals who are successful in regular W-2 life and other business life, and then they get into the notary business and they're like, people make me feel like I'm dumb and stupid, like I don't know how to do a business, or that I don't know what is correct and right to do, and all of that. And that's what goes into gaslighting. That's why I'm saying this, because it leads you into the gaslighting, which the bottom line of gaslighting is to make you think you're crazy. Okay, period. Okay, so gaslighting can be in two forms. It could be unintentional in one way, and one of the things that they'll say or they could say is, I'm doing it successfully. What's wrong with you? Everybody else can. Everybody else can be is being successful. So what's wrong with you? I mean, why can't you do it? I mean, well, see, if you would be successful if you had done what I did. You know, what I did was dot dot dot. And because I did it, that's why I'm successful. Or you may have done the same thing, and it's like, well, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with you, but it must be something genetic or something cultural or whatever. It's something wrong with you, you know. But I mean, I see the orders, I click on them and I get them, and I don't know why you can't. What do you mean you don't? I don't see them. I see the orders. I get. I mean, I see the $150 orders. Don't you? No, I don't. Well, something wrong with you. You just, I don't know. It's something wrong with you. So they make you feel like you're losing touch with reality. There's also a malicious type where they're trying to control you. They use the same tactics and techniques that I just showed you in the manipulative, as well as the phrases that I said in the unintentional, but they can turn around and they're doing it to truly control you and to create a narrative that you're going to believe, because they need you in order for them to have this aura of feeling about themselves. Okay. So one of the three things that they do in the in this gaslighting is there's three phases to it, and the video talks about it below. Disbelief. It puts you in a disbelief that, nah, they really didn't say that. Did they really say that? Did they really come out their mouth like that at me? Did they really say that that there's something wrong with me, that I'm maybe not cut out for being a W-2? I mean, I'm only cut out to be a W-2, but I'm not cut out to be a business owner. Did they really say that to me? No, 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 I don't believe that. So they have you in disbelief because they say something and you don't really want to believe that they said it. You want to give them a pass on it. Defense. You start believing what they say. You get into the defensive mode and say, well, maybe what they're saying is true. Okay, yeah. And then it takes you into a depression of questioning your own self-esteem. Well, you know what? I probably just really don't. I'm not an entrepreneur. I really don't know how to do this myself. I need help. And I've heard people who actually are running businesses question themselves. I've had mortgage people question whether or not they can do the business, and they know the documents. They're like, yeah, I need to learn the documents. I'm like, how do you need to learn something that you already know? And then they get to thinking and they're like, you know what, Griff, you're right. I mean, when I hear somebody who's a real estate agent, a mortgage processor, a mortgage broker, or anybody within the mortgage industry that's never done notary, but they've been in 10, 15 years, and then they get into becoming a notary and doing signing agent work, and they're like, I need help understanding the documents. I'm like, what the heck how can I help you understand something that you should already know? I'm like, who got you? That's why I did the video. Who got you scared? Who messing with your head, making you think that you don't have what it takes? That's what they do. And manipulating and gaslighting you, making you think that, well, I'm crazy. I've been a mortgage officer for 15 years. Well, I better take this $800 course so I can learn how to share these documents, so I can learn how to market myself. And you're a real estate agent, you know how to market. You tell me what real estate agent that don't really know how to market themselves. You tell me what kind of what lender that doesn't know how to market themselves, or broker, all of that. That's what your business is, marketing. And you understand the documents. All you need is the notary certification from the NNA to do work with these signing companies, or just get the notary so you can just do it. You don't really need anybody else's training or mentorship, because you already have it in you, because you've been doing it. You've been working in the industry. You just need to get on the other side of it, or add this part to it. So that doesn't make sense to me. So this young lady here, and again, check out the links below. She put up 11 red flags of gaslighting in a relationship. And when you're a part of, and you say, well, I ain't in no relationship with the people, yes, you are. If you're in a social media group, paid or unpaid, you are in a relationship with them somehow, some way. You are in a particular type of relationship. Okay. You are in a relationship. So it talks about the term gaslighting comes from the movie Gaslight, in which a man manipulates his wife into thinking she's losing her mind. Gaslighting is a slow form of brainwashing that makes a victim question their reality. Typical gaslighting techniques include denying something when there's proof, projecting onto others, and telling blatant lies. It's slow out here. There's no orders, but yet there are orders coming left and right. Well, there's no $150 orders. There's no two orders. Okay, I get that, but there's orders, and a person can easily make $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Will you have to go out here and do 40 or 50 closings? Yes. So to sit there and make you think that there's no work out here, that there's no way you can there's no way you can earn, make a living out here, because it's not this particular dollar amount, when there's $3,000. Well, I can't make $3,000. I'm trying to make $3,000. Okay, but you can do it if you go out here and take these orders. Well, I mean, I want to, but I need $150 each time. I need $200 each time. Okay, but you said you need 3 grand, and here's 3 grand that's sitting in your lap through these signings that you can be doing, that are out there. Get what I'm saying? So they got you thinking, they got you questioning reality. You see the money just passing you by, and they're telling you don't touch it. Don't, and you're like, but I, and then let's just say you get a phone call from a company and they say, hey, you did an order for us and we really like working with you and we want to make you a preferred. But then they tell you, you say, well, how much do y'all normally pay? Well, our pay is, our standard fee is $85. Sometimes we go up depending on the situation, but each order we put out is going to be $85. Oh man. And you want to make me preferred? Yeah. Okay. And we can probably get you about 20 or 30 Ds a month, because we got a lot going down in your area right now. Okay, but see, really, I need 150, because if I take the 85, that's just diminishing me. That's just making me, seem like I'm worthless. Well, where are you getting that from? You're getting that from somebody else telling you that. And that's what gaslighting does. They make you forget reality. Reality says you're already worth something. You already are. But their reality is saying, because you're not getting this, you're worthless. And that is not right. That's what I'm upset about, y'all. That's why I do these videos. That's why I'm out here pushing the way I'm pushing. Even though I know a lot of people don't necessarily agree with me, they don't agree, agree with the way I do things. That's fine. You show me where I'm wrong at. You show me that this stuff is not happening, and I'll shut it all down today. But you can't, because you know this stuff is going on, and some of you are the ones doing it. Off my soapbox now. So it goes on, it talks about here real quick. Gaslighting is a tactic in which a person or entity, in order to gain more power, makes a victim question their reality. It works much better than you think. Anyone is susceptible to gaslighting. It is a common technique of abusers, dictators, narcissists, and cult leaders. It is done slowly, so the victim doesn't realize how much is they've been brainwashed. Talking about the movie in 1944, manipulates his wife thinking that she's losing her mind. So I'm gonna go over real quick. I'm not even gonna get deep into it. You can read it for yourself. The links in the description below. 11 different red flags of a gaslighter and things that they do. And it says, in detail, gaslighters typically use the following techniques. They tell blatant lies. They deny they ever said something, even though you have proof that they said it. They use what is near and dear to you as ammunition. They wear you down over time. Their actions do not match their words. And I got to say something about this one. I got to say something about this. This is why I've been saying, if you're going to sit there in a Facebook group or any other private group and say, I don't do nothing unless I'm getting paid this dollar amount, put it in your profile. Put it in your profile. And nobody, and they won't do that. So their action, doesn't match their words. Their words say, I'm only doing orders of this dollar amount. Well, then prove that by putting it in your profile. Let the whole world know, announce it to the whole world. Get your t-shirt. I only do orders of $150. That's what you need to do. Advertise it. Every time somebody call you or an order comes out, you better put down, I only do work of $150. Do not send me anything unless it's $150. You hear me? That's what you need to say. But you ain't doing that. They ain't doing that. They don't. So their words don't match. Their actions don't match their words. And let me zoom in on this. Oh, I got it up there at 150. Yeah, everybody should be able to see that. They throw in positive reinforcement to confuse you. Every now and then they'll make you like, oh, okay, that's nice. Oh, okay, that's cute. Let me look at the video. They know confusion weakens people. They project. They project. They project who they are onto you. They project their failings onto you. I know I wasn't going, but it's hard not to, y'all. Y'all know me. They try to align people against you. That's why you get kicked out of Facebook groups. They tell you you better not say anything about the person who allowed you in this Facebook group, even though the person who's the leader of the Facebook group is saying some jacked up stuff. They saying some jacked up stuff, but you better not say anything about them. You can say about whatever you want about me. I don't care. Just make sure you can back it up with facts. That's it. Okay. They tell you or others that you are crazy. And then lastly, they tell everyone else, they tell you everyone else is a liar. So they make you feel like all of those people out there, they lying about me. They lying. No, I would not. Oh, I'm not trying to control you in my Facebook group. No, no. Where you going? Where you go? Where you going? You can't go. No, where you going? You trying to get out? You're like, I don't want to be here. No, 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 no. Don't, don't, because they want that money coming off your card every month. I'm just being real with you, y'all. Okay. This stuff is going on in our industry. It goes on in other industries too. I honestly did not realize that until I got on YouTube and I started talking to people and people sharing with me. I routinely say that the number one reason why I've been successful is because I haven't been in any toxic Facebook groups or any other social media group. I wasn't around toxic people that was telling me, don't take this order, don't take that order. Don't do that. I was like, I wasn't around people that was like, did I hear little inklings of it? Yes. Did I hear you should do it this way, that way? Yeah. But I said, I'm gonna do this on my own. I'm gonna research, I'm gonna learn for myself. Because again, I'm not the kind of person that's gonna sit here and tell you not to do something unless I can back it up. because when you remove somebody from doing one thing, you have to replace it with something else. So if you have somebody who's addicted to cigarettes or drinking or whatever the case may be, and you tell them to stop doing that, and you don't replace it to with something else that can affect those dopamine levels. Again, I'm not a doctor, psychologist, or medical personnel, for information purposes only. If you don't replace it with something of the same effect, but in a more positive manner, they'll go back to it. They'll go back to it. They will go back to it. You try to stop certain things, and you get a high and a rush from that. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to stop. But you end up going right back to it because you need that high. You develop a dependency on that. So that's why I say it's not that notaries are being narcissistic or manipulative or gaslighting. It's an individual who was already like that. They came into the notary business and boom, they saw a whole plethora of people that were unwilling to figure this out on their own. And they said, I can help you. Come to the light. I can help you. And then you get in there and do some people get help? Yeah, there's a few. But I guarantee if you if you understood their personality, that person is probably recognizes the manipulation tactics and just allowing themselves to say, okay, I'm a connect to this guy or this girl or this group so I can get myself to a certain level. I'm gonna use them to my advantage. So I'm gonna let, and some people will let you use them to a certain degree, but then it's like, okay, I'm gonna let you use me, but then I'm gonna use others. So I'm never going to use the person, I'm never going to get back at the person who manipulated me. I'll just manipulate others and still make my money and still have my fame and fortune. Some people who are narcissistic, they're willing, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. They're willing to allow themselves to be abused and misused so they can learn some tactics and techniques from the abuser and then turn around and use them on other people themselves. Because as long as they can get what they want out of people, as long as they can use and manipulate people, I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't be willing to be abused and manipulated for a short period of time so they can learn a thing or two to get into a particular position in life so that they can do it also. So that's what I want to share with y'all. Again, the links are in the description below. Give me your thoughts and everything. Again, I'm not saying that everybody is like this, but there are people who are, and you need to look at these resources and decide for yourself, have you been manipulated? Have you been gaslit? Are you dealing with a narcissistic person? And now you got to figure out how you're going to address it in your life and get out of that realm, get out of being like that, get out of being told that who you are and what you believe that you should be doing in your own personal life and business life is wrong. And especially when they're telling you this and they offer no definitive proof of what they're saying should be in your life. They're just saying, you need to do this because I'm saying so. Follow me, do what I say, and you'll be okay. But you never develop into who you need to be. And lastly, as I always say repeatedly over and over again, you wouldn't allow your own child to be raised that way. Y'all have a good one.